Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? My name is Dalton, and this is my channel. All right. Now, before I get started, I just want to say one thing. Okay. Nothing annoys us as create content creators, whether it's for YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, or whatever, for people to try to use us as puppets and think that we don't know what they're doing. Try to persuade our way of thinking, try to force us to say things uh, because they believe that that's their opinion. Okay. Uh, I don't care if it's your parents, your family, relatives, friends, co-workers, people in your neighborhood, where you live. I don't care who it is. That's annoying to us as creators. Just stop. Don't do that shit. Okay. And what's even more annoying is to think for when you think that we don't know what the hell you're doing, or you're the only one. Okay. Now that said, let's do this. All right. Now, we all know there's a lot of chaos and myths and things that's been said with the latest events that, whether it's NBC News, Fox News, and I watch both of them, okay? Things about the border, chaos, and all this other stuff, okay? Fact is this one, yes, it was a rush of people trying to get through after Title 42 ended across our borders. Yes, and especially the Texas. All right, yeah, because the reason they were doing that is because new laws were going to be in effect and within 24 hours. So they had to get over, okay, into the United States by that time, before the new laws kicked in. There, they don't tell you that. So yeah, you did have a rush, okay, and it was not like people. It wasn't no chaos. Wasn't no shooting at the border. It wasn't, uh, you know, a lot of stuff that people were trying to say. Okay, it was actually controlled pretty well for the amount of people that was coming through. Okay, now it has slowed considerably. It has slowed down considerably. They're not telling you this on different channels, but it has. It's not, because now there's new laws in place and new ways they have to do it. And as I state, if I will, as I stated before on one of my other videos, I'll try to attach to this. Uh, you know, Now they have to sign up for an app and all this other stuff before coming to the border. Okay. Now, if any of you all were around 2020 when everybody's losing their jobs and all this sort of stuff, um, and y'all tried to get unemployment, and y'all realize the phone was always busy and the website crashed and all that stuff, that's what's going on with that app. Okay. So it's not very many. I mean, yeah, there's some coming through to the border, but really, it's not like what people are trying to say it's the end of the world and all that stuff. Now, but there's a lot, you know, more than it's normally is, but it's not what everybody is predicting as the end of the world and 65,000 a day coming through and all that. No, no, no. So um, on that, I just want to break that myth. Okay. Uh, Myth number two, as you notice, for a long time, Republicans and Democrats have been crying and whining because they've been saying we've been creating jobs back and forth and no one's working them. No one's being hired to work them. Okay. Well, they have created a solution, and pretty much those undocumented workers If you don't know, there's tons of ways for that is legal for undocumented workers to work in the United States, whether you know it or not. And my prediction, this is my opinion, that they're going to create more, whether permanent or temporary ways as well. Okay, so that's why all of a sudden you don't hear them whining about, there's not enough people. We don't have enough people to work all these jobs. You ain't gonna hear that. Okay, okay. A lot of them coming over, they here to work. Okay, so you're not gonna hear that. And uh, and they're gonna make, and if there's a will, there's a way. And our government, is gonna make sure there's a way. So they're here to work, and our government in the United States of America is gonna put them to work. Okay. Uh, Now there's a lot of ways they can get jobs. They can get temporary work permits, permanent work permits. Tech companies do it all the time, whether you know it or not. And they give out these things called visas, and they're work visas, and they can be for a year, 2 years, whatever. Uh, they do it all the time. You can look it up, fact check me, you'll see it. All big tech companies do it. And not just tech companies, a lot of other companies do it too. They get work visas, and I mean, I'm talking a lot. So there's a lot of ways that America's going to put them to work. Now, beware that the president, most people don't even realize this. President, out of the president's own mouth, he stated that this, in the beginning, there will be chaos. He said that. A lot of people didn't catch that, but he said it clearly, looking dead into the camera, and it was live. And he was right. There is going to be chaos. Any type of transformation, any type of influx causes chaos. Whether it's good influx, bad influx, whatever, it causes chaos to the established system at that time until it adjusts. Now, I do like what one of my friends told me. He said, I don't know about all the chaos, but I tell you what, uh, there's a lot of fine single women come across that border looking for a good man. I was like, Dalton might finally get a date. Hmm. Yes, sir. No shame to my game, baby. I treat you right, you treat me right. It's all good. Yeah. And you call me Big Papa. Now, but on another issue we want to talk about real quick is they have not stated any way, shape, or form that there's going to be another stimulus. People have been asking me that. Nobody said that. Uh, now, one thing that I have noticed that there's a lot of states and cities claiming state of emergency because of the influx, and they thought they could handle it, but they can't, of the influx of the undocumented workers. Okay, they thought they could handle it, but they can't, and they're freaking out and they're claiming a state of emergency. There's a lot of states that's doing that. Now, how what I think that's going to trigger, in my opinion, I think that, and this is something Biden can do by himself. He don't need the House Republicans. He don't need the Senate Democrats. He could just make executive order. He can bring back some form of EBT, uh, or put some type of provisions onto SNAP, whether it's permanent or temporary, that would allow those undocumented workers and more people the eligibility to use SNAP, EBT, food stamps. Okay. Um, and my prediction is that he's going to also give more money to food banks. Okay. So that they can help out with clothing and food. And I think he's going to do that in the future to help, because once you got a state of emergency, especially in a lot of different states and cities, then the president does have power that he probably didn't have previously to make positive changes to ease that emergency. You get what I'm saying? So my prediction, yeah, there's going to be something done with food stamps, SNAP, EBT, probably an increase as well as a more eligibility for undocumented workers, as well as you know what I'm saying, as well as for the American people itself. Now, do I think there's going to be another stimulus check? It's been asked to me. No, it hasn't said anything like that. I haven't read anywhere there's going to be another stimulus check. They only they only keep rehashing the old stimulus that's available now and try to say it's new, but it's not. It's been on the dockets. It's been on the books. Okay, you just have to go out and get it in different states. But and they even try to call income tax stimulus. You know, but no, there's I haven't heard anything about a new stimulus. I don't think there's going to be a new stimulus, not a new PPP loans. No, I haven't heard anything about that. What I do think is that the president is going to make some executive orders that's in his power to do, and one of those things is going to be uh, dealing with food stamps because that's the quickest and most efficient way to ease some of the pressure in these states and cities with the new influx. Okay. All right. I just wanted to talk to y'all about that, hit on that issue, and I guess I'll rap to you later. All right. Peace. Hey, what's up, my people? How you doing? My name is Dalton, and this is my channel. Now, there's been a lot of conversations lately going on about situation, the end of Title 42, the situation at the border, and things such as that. Well, here's my opinion on it. First of all, they keep saying that in America we are creating all these jobs, right? And they're saying that no one wants to work them. Well, now we got people that's going to work them, okay? And there's there was a surge when Title 42 ended. Yes, there was a surge. But what you don't know is the surge is because a new law was going to be created in 24 hours that was a lot more stricter. Okay. So people were trying to get in under the wire. And now that surge, the other rest of the surge of 2 or 300,000 piling in and chaos not happening. Okay, and now in order to get over, um, they have to apply on this app first. Okay, and if you remember the beginning of 2020 pandemic, trying to apply for unemployment if you were laid off or fired, remember that? And never could get on to the website. The phone was always ringing. Okay, not enough people. Okay, website's always crashing. That's what's going on with that app. Okay, and yeah, both sides, Democrats, Republicans, Fox News, NBC, they want you to see their sides of it, part their their viewpoint. Okay, and I'm not saying that either one of them are wrong. Both of them are right. Okay, but they're just showing you certain things. Now, that's why you're not hearing about shortage of workers anymore because now they have that solution. Okay, and another myth is that undocumented workers don't have a way to work. Yes, they do. There's a lot of different ways businesses can legally employ them. Okay, temporary work visas, temporary work permits. You have the same type of visas that these tech companies use to hire outside help. Okay, they can use also for undocumented workers. Okay, yes. Okay, so and this is my opinion that there's going to be more and more ways created in the future. Okay, so that little deficit that we're dealing with of not having enough workers pretty much is going to, the cure is here. Pretty much going to be taken care of whether we like it or not. Number two, personally, and well, one I want to say it's not just Latin American people. It's people from Africa, people from Haiti, okay, Asian, Asian countries, okay, all of them that's coming through, okay, our borders. All right, so yeah, a lot of focus is going to be on Latin American, but it's a lot of other races, okay. And now, a friend of mine told me something that made me smile. He said he knows one thing: there's a lot of beautiful single women coming over the border now. And I was like, hmm, yes, there is. Dalton might actually get a date. All right, y'all. But I wanted to talk to you about that. All right. And kind of give you my viewpoint on it, as well as, maybe elaborate on that a little bit later. All right. Wrap to you in a minute. Yep. Spring is here, y'all. Spring is here. And so is the littering. So is the trash. So is the littering. Spring in Pittsburgh. I don't know if you heard the birds, but the birds are chirping. All right. Here's part two coming up.